Hey everyone, how's it going? It's Russell Matthews here, and a new Provincial $10,000 benefit was just announced to help support small businesses. Just last week, the Alberta government announced a new $1,200 benefit to go out to essential workers in the province. If you didn't catch that video, you can check it out in the link in the description. But now it seems that they're bringing a benefit for the rest of Alberta when it comes to small businesses. Unfortunately, if you do not live in Alberta, you can't apply for this benefit, but I still think it's important to stay up to date on what other provinces are doing so you can hold your own provincial government accountable. But in today's video, we're going to take a look at the official announcement that Jason Kenney made about this new benefit, as well as taking a look at the website more closely to find out if you or someone you know could be eligible. And before we do, if you haven't already done so, make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to keep supporting Canadian content like this right here on YouTube. Okay, let's take a look at this announcement. All right, so this is the official press conference for this new benefit. Last week, Jason Kenney was in a grocery store, and now he's in a gymnastics facility, but let's hear what he has to say.
Today, Alberta's government is announcing the next phase of our plan to protect livelihoods with an additional $10,000 for hard-hit businesses that will be made available through the enhanced COVID-19 business benefit. This new benefit will replace the Small and Medium Enterprise Relaunch Grant when it expires on March 31st.
So it's a replacement?
That grant, which was launched last June, has provided over $350 million to more than 50,000 small and medium-sized Alberta businesses with employing nearly 250,000 Albertans. We continue to receive applications and make payments from that support program every day. But we know that many of Alberta's small businesses and job creators will still need help for the foreseeable future, until we get enough vaccines from the federal government and we're able to move forward safely. Alberta's government will be there for those businesses and their employees every step of the way. The new enhanced COVID-19 business benefit that we're announcing today, will ensure that those businesses hit hardest by the pandemic continue to have access to critical support to help them to survive this crisis. It'll give businesses that have experienced a 60% or more drop in
60%,
revenue,
that's important,
up to an additional $10,000 to meet their expenses. Like the Small and Medium Enterprise Relaunch Grant that we launched last year, business owners can use this money to support their needs, whether it's paying wages, paying for cleaning supplies,
flexibility in what you can use it on,
or preparing for a safe reopening.
All right, interesting. So that's the base announcement. Let's go over to the website and find out exactly what the eligibility criteria is and if there's any things that he hasn't mentioned here. All right, so this is the website for this new announcement that just came out yesterday, and let's go over exactly what they're saying here. They're saying that starting in mid-April, the enhanced COVID-19 business benefit will provide payments of up to $10,000 to eligible small and medium businesses most affected by the pandemic and ongoing public health restrictions. Businesses can use these funds as they see fit to help offset the costs of reopening and implementing public health measures, including the following. I think it's a little bit redundant for them to say this including section with this list here. It kind of makes it look like you have to spend it on these things that are making it more safe for COVID, but really they're saying that you can use it as they see fit. So I think this is a little bit redundant to say, hey, you can use it for these things, but you can also use it for anything else. When it comes to funding for this program, they say that the government has committed $120 million in funding for this new benefit, and that the benefit will provide funding to businesses that have experienced a revenue reduction of at least 60%. Payments will be calculated based on 15% of the eligible business's monthly revenue up to a maximum of $10,000. Okay, that's interesting. It seems like they're following a lot of those guidelines that were created for that Small and Medium Enterprise Relaunch Grant that was created a while back that this new program is trying to replace. And as such, the way you're going to determine how much you're eligible for and how much your business can receive is going to be largely the same, based off of 15% of your 1 month's revenue. Now, this largely differs from the way that other provinces have handled things. You might remember that Ontario just launched a grant that goes from $10,000 up to $20,000, but if you're eligible for the program, this $10,000 one-time payment is the minimum that you can get from this grant, whereas Alberta is choosing to sort of scale the amount that you can get based on 1 month's revenue and getting 15% of that. Now, the previous program that this is replacing, you were able to apply for this multiple times. There's no word yet on whether or not this benefit will be extended over multiple months or if it will just be a one-time payment. In terms of eligibility for this program, they say that to be eligible for this enhanced COVID-19 business benefit, applicants must be a business, cooperative, or nonprofit organization with fewer than 500 employees, that's going to be most people's businesses, demonstrate a revenue reduction of at least 60%, okay, that's interesting to note, and report the levels of provincial and federal support received to ensure no more than 80% of revenue was covered by these supports. This 60% does constitute quite a large change. You might remember if you were on the previous program that you only needed to show a 30% reduction. Now you're going to have to show that you're under even more strain at the 60% level rather than the 30% from the previous benefit. And it seems that they're putting this hard cap on 80% of your revenue to be covered by these supports. So if this benefit would push you over that limit and bring your revenue over 80% benefits versus actual sales, you won't be able to apply for the program. And that's essentially all of the information that they have on this web page as of right now. The applications are going to open up in mid-April, so we should expect some more details about this program when we get closer to that date. But even though this was just announced, it's already receiving some major criticisms, chiefly from the CFIB, or the Canada's Federation of Independent Businesses. And they say that it's mind-boggling why the Alberta government is asking the hardest hit small businesses to wait until April for additional support when an existing program is in place to roll out funding now. Essentially, she's saying, why don't you just alter the previous program instead of creating this new one and allow people who need the money now apply for it now instead of waiting? Other criticisms include what we already talked about, how they've raised it to 60% loss in revenue from 30% with the new program. And also the NDP have sort of criticized this, saying Jason Kenney and the UCP have continuously stalled on small business supports, and today's announcement is yet another smoke and mirrors trick to try to convince Albertans that they're actually helping owners and their employees during the difficult COVID-19 pandemic. So their stance is, due to these delays and due to the fact that less people are going to be eligible because of this eligibility requirement change from the previous benefit, they're saying, hey, this isn't really helping that many people. It's more of a smoke and mirrors show to show the Albertans and the rest of the province that, hey, the government is doing something. And I'm curious about what you think. Do you think that this is sort of just all a show to say, hey, we've supported Canadians? Or do you think that you or somebody you know is going to be able to apply for this benefit and it will be a solid help? Let me know either way down in the comments. And of course, if you haven't already done so, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to keep on supporting this Canadian content coming regularly here on the YouTube platform. And with all of that said, thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope this video helped you or someone you know out at least a little bit, and I'll see you next time.